Hello, welcome to the year that was, as seen from London. Where to start? A month? A country? Okay, January, the USA. The 45th president was sworn in and swore to always put America first. Much of the world was alarmed, but the realities of power constrain all presidents, even this one. The border wall project with Mexico still has no funding. China has not been declared a currency manipulator. A major trade war was averted for now. The USA is still part of NAFTA. The Iran nuclear deal has not yet been torn up. And contrary to most analysis, there has not been a rapprochement with Russia. Realpolitik and the investigation into Trump's election campaign saw to that. President Trump did get his tax plans approved, and he did agree to move the US Embassy to Jerusalem. The year ended with unemployment down and the stock exchange up. The USA again saw mass shootings, for example those of 59 concertgoers in Las Vegas in October and 26 churchgoers in Texas in November. The storm season was particularly severe this year as Hurricanes Harvey, Irma and Maria barreled through Texas, Florida and the Caribbean. The downfall of Hollywood movie mogul Harvey Weinstein opened the way for the Me Too movement, in which the scale of sexual harassment in all walks of life in many parts of the world became public. Back on the political front, tensions with North Korea grew all year, as Kim Jong-un unleashed a series of missile tests and Donald Trump vowed to deal with it. That showdown is looming. In a bid to prevent war, the Americans are pressing China to rein in its neighbour. So far, no deal, despite President Xi ending the year as the most powerful Chinese leader since Mao. The Communist Party's 19th Congress ensured he's no longer first amongst equals. He's akin to an emperor. In the Middle East, the year saw no end to violence, but the faint glimmerings of, eventually, a more peaceful future. The terror group ISIL saw its caliphate smashed and its fighters on the run. They were driven out of Mosul in Iraq and then Raqqa in Syria. At the same time, the relationship between Saudi Arabia and Iraq began to improve, as many countries in the region saw the rise of Iran as a threat to all of them. The coming to power of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman suggested an acceleration of the ideas about a new Middle East in geopolitical, economic, and social terms. However, the Iranians helped the Russians secure President Assad's position in Syria, and Iran is now planted in the middle of the Middle East. But so is the ideology of religious terror. An horrific example came in Egypt in November, when more than 300 worshippers at a Sufi mosque in the Sinai were murdered. It's thought by a gang affiliated with ISIS. Egypt's Christians were also targeted on a frequent basis. Another troubled year for EU countries, with many cities hit by terror. A concert hall in Manchester was bombed, 22 people were killed. There were other ISIL-inspired attacks in London, Stockholm, Barcelona and elsewhere. This played into an anti-immigration narrative across the continent, which saw gains for the extreme right in the Dutch, French, Austrian and German elections. Unity was hard to find, especially in Spain, after a vote in Catalonia led to a declaration of independence. Brexit is still on track, and 2018 looks like being another difficult year as the EU struggles to hold itself together. Well, time is against us, and it's against 2017. So that was some of the year that was. See you next year.